Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. You currently locked in with the coldest two young brothers in the planet right now. This is the Porch Podcast, and I'm your co-host, B. Jones, aka Bolo. And you know when I'm pulling up to the porch, I can't pull up without my dog.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Big Smitty, aka D Nice. And where we at again, Bolo?
Y'all know we in the place to be. So go ahead and tell a friend to grab a drink and pull up. Because this is the Porch.
Let's get it.
Started on the porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work, every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated. If we link, no it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me. I'ma see it, I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated.
What's going on, my guy? It's good to see you, man. Let's talk the right way. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, bro. I'm blessed. I'm just happy to have 2 feet on the ground, walking. I'm healthy.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't thank God for that we can walk, taste, touch, feel, think, breathe. Some of the small things, bro. I'm just thankful for it, bro. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good too, man. I'm glad you mentioned some of the small things. And 2 of the things you mentioned was smell and taste. And for those of you who don't know, your boy finally got caught with the COVID about a week or 2 ago, and I lost my smell and my taste. And I tell you, it's the weirdest shit,
crazy, bro,
ever to lose your taste. I'm putting lime in my mouth. I'm putting ginger, garlic. I don't taste the thing. Spraying cologne. Don't smell nothing. So you right, man. I got all my senses back. I'm COVID free. God is good, man.
Praise God.
Hey, praise God for the porch. Praise God for opportunity. Praise God for my brother.
We back down, and we got another banger for y'all right now.
I know they scared, boy. This
will come out of left field. Look, it ain't no rapper. It ain't no actor.
Nope.
It ain't anybody you can think of. We hitting y'all with something totally different. But
first,
let them know. Before we get there, we got to give y'all the question of the day.
Yes, sir. We got a crazy topic for y'all today, man. It's going to really make you think, make your mind wonder. And I'm curious to know what our fans got to say. So, Bolo, man, let them know what the question of the day, man, the topic of the day is, man.
Question of the day. All right. So we'll give a quick back preference to this question. So there's this Netflix show out called Our Father, right? So it's about a guy from Indianapolis. He's a doctor, OBGYN, pretty much. And back in the day, maybe the 80s, 70s, 80s. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere back in the day, he was helping women pretty much get pregnant, right? So instead of him, getting donors and taking donors, semen, or, taking the father's semen and inseminating the woman, he was pretty much using his own semen to inseminate these women. And now they're getting pregnant, and you look up, they're 20, 30, 40 years old. They're starting to figure out their lineage and figure out, 23andMe and all those things about their family. And lo and behold, they got brothers, they got sisters, they got just people all around the state pretty much that they're related to, because this doctor was inseminating his own semen into these women. So, people find out that their father, this 35, 40 years ain't their father. People could have dated, that they could have been related to. So I say that to say this. The question of the day is, if you're in a long-term relationship and you fall in love with your significant other, and you find out that you're actually siblings or even cousins with your significant other, what would you do? Do you end the relationship right away, or do you try to make it work?
Oh man. First of all, I heard about the documentary. I haven't had a chance to tune into it yet, but what a weirdo. What a like, I don't even have a better word than
it's fucked up.
Just a weird. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's horrible. That's a lot of words. That's crazy. But to answer your question, it's a wrap. I don't care what's going on. I don't care how long.
Gotta be.
I don't care how long we've been together. I can be deeply in love. We can be married with 5 kids. It's a wrap.
Gosh, don't say 5 kids, bro.
It's a wrap. Because now look, so if I found you my cousin, now my kids are also like my second cousins.
Your second cousins, and they your kids.
and my kids, or let's say that's your like that's your auntie or something.
That's your half brother, because on the show, a lot of the people that was finding out, you know, who was who ended up being like their half sibling because of the guy, you know what I mean, the dad, you know. So it's been situations where, you know, maybe you could have dated, you know, your half sister at some point or fell in love with your half sister. I feel like you got it in that shit.
So if you had kids with your sister, that's your kids and your brother? That's your, or your nephew and nieces.
That's your son few.
Your son few.
Your son few. You ain't heard of that. That's your son and your nephew.
Your son few and your cease, like your niece, like your.
Exactly. That's your.
Or how'd you say that? Your son few, your niece, like your
niece, your daughter and your niece,
your daughter. Like how?
No, for real, bro. Like it's not even a question. Like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, a lot of history, a lot of love, but like we got to change it up. We got to get out of the relationship just because there's nothing we can do about it at that point. So yeah, it's fucked up, bro. That show was crazy, bro. I was like literally like stuck, and I live in Indy now, and the guy was in Indianapolis actually. So it's like, damn, like the thought, and dude really didn't, like when I was watching the show, like he really didn't get prosecuted the way you would think.
Really?
For, you know, being able to inseminate these women with his own semen. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you said Buddy he was a doctor?
He's a doctor, bro. He was legit. Like people trust him. You know, people around the country was like, man, this guy is helping people who are having hard times getting pregnant, you know, get pregnant. So people from, you know, all over were coming to this guy saying like, hey, you the man with the magic plan, you know, so
bro, that's foul.
Get this kid, and it's just it's a bad scene, man. So shout out to I think to date, even from the show, he ended up inseminating over 94 people, or having like 94 kids out there. And it could be more, but document is like it's up to 94.
He need his ass beat.
100 kids.
He need to get stumped out with some Timbs on.
Got to. It's bad, bro.
That's bad. Hey, if you an Indy man, don't go to the doctor, man. Like I know that sound messed up. Don't even get no checkup, man. If you
don't go to the doctor. Don't even go to the doctor.
If you got some symptoms, man, hey, get you a Sprite, get you a ginger ale, put that warm towel on your forehead, man. Use that old school, you know, grandma, old school mama remedy to figure it out, bro. You can't trust the doctors, man. That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. So definitely want to know what y'all think about.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know what y'all thinking. It's so silly. I damn near think I know what y'all thinking, but then again, the world is crazy.
You'd be surprised.
Exactly. So I'll probably be caught off guard by some of y'all answers. So go ahead and let us know what y'all think.
Yeah,
in other news, I think it's very important for us to you know, highlight, you know, all the senseless violence that has been going on in our world as well. Starting out with the mass shooting at Tops, where, you know, senseless shooter came in and killed, you know, I believe over 10 plus people in a grocery store. Very unfortunate. So, you know, our hearts go out to, you know, those families of those loved ones. And then obviously most recently out in Texas, 21 victims, 18-year-old came in with 2 assault rifles and, you know, shot up an elementary school, and a lot of harmless babies, man, like kids, you know, 3rd grade, just young, innocent children, you know, lost their lives. So it's just a crazy world, man. So when we always come up on the show and we say we blessed and we happy to be here, man, that's because, you know, we got grocery stores, you got schools, like
churches,
like you're not safe nowhere, man. And you know, it's just important to just, you know, always just take it a step at a time, and, you know, take advantage of the time you have here with your family and friends, and, you know, make the most of everything, and don't spend your days being mad for no reason, man. Just always smile, because we on borrowed time. Yeah. I want to let y'all know we are on borrowed time. And, you know, I even seen it somewhere. It says like, you know, life is too short for us not to be smiling and having a good time. So you listening to this right now, hopefully you smiling, you're looking up at the sky, you're thanking God that you in this position right now, that you can breathe, talk, taste, touch, feel, all those small things that we do take lightly, because I don't take it for granted. You know, I love y'all, man. And, you know, heart goes out to, you know, all the families that lost, you know, those babies, man. In teacher school. For
sure, man. I mean, I second everything you said, man. You know, I couldn't imagine, you know, my little sister who just took her last final, the other day. All my little cousins still in school.
Right.
I could imagine that being one of my family members and how I would feel. So definitely, prayers, thoughts, my heart goes out to everyone who's lost a daughter, a son, a nephew, a brother, a cousin, whoever you lost, man. Definitely prayers go out, and I hope that legislation can pass, can change, and we can figure out some way to better this, so this does not continue to happen. Because obviously, whatever we got in play now ain't working. We ain't even worried about terrorists and people coming in. We worry about our own people, our own Americans within our own country. So we got to figure that out, man. And like you said, Bolo, man, hey, just thankful for each moment. And I got to shout my brother Tracy Key, man. He was in LA a few weeks ago. We had a deep conversation, and I was talking about some of my stresses going, as far as career and where I want to be at and stuff like that. And he was just saying, like, dog, bro, like you live in LA, nice apartment, you work at Fox on TV, like, show that gratitude. It really made me think. Just being, just a lot of times we get caught up and just we ain't got this or we not right here. Like, just have gratitude and appreciate everything, because nothing is promised. And like you said, we're on borrowed time. So
yes, sir. So as we transition, obviously we got that "What's in Your Cup" segment, right now. So going into it right now, I got some
what you sipping on, Bolo, man?
Vodka and orange juice. All right, so I got some vodka and orange juice. They used to call it a screwdriver back in the day. So when I turned 21 for the first time, that was the first drink I actually had at the bar, was a screwdriver, because I ain't know nothing about nothing. I just wanted something that tastes good.
Right.
So I went back old school and went with the vodka and the orange juice, and they call it a screwdriver. What about you, bro?
Got you. I like that, man. I'm kind of similar vibe in a sense. I got a little tequila and cranberry. I know, kind of simple, but that cranberry go crazy with anything light. I ain't gonna lie. Cranberry is a good mix for anything light. So I'm just sipping on it, man. It's good. And hey, man, we on the porch, man.
On the porch, man.
Special guest coming up. I can't wait. But let's do our toast real quick so we can introduce who we got on today, man. I'm excited.
Hey, everybody out here, if you're driving, I don't want you drinking, driving, but if you're here, man, put your cups in the air, man. We toasting to gratitude, man. Gratitude is just being grateful, being blessed with what you already have, and just being hopeful for what's to come. All right, go ahead, relish in what you already have, because we already blessed. All right, here we go.
Touch the screen.
Boom.
Bang.
Go.
All right. Without further ado, man, time to bring in our special guest.
No,
very excited for this one. This is a guest that we very different than our previous guests. You know what I'm saying?
Super excited for this one.
Super excited with this. You all know I love food, so this is a special episode for me personally. Finally met someone who loves food and who can eat more than me.
I'll eat you.
She's a content creator, food vlogger, known for making some of the craziest, food challenges across the country. The one and the only Raina is crazy. Welcome to the porch. How you doing?
Welcome. Good. Thank you for having me. How are you guys?
Great.
Good. We're doing good. So excited to have you on, man. I know right now it's probably, I'm in LA as well. I think you're in LA, so I know right now it's kind of around dinner time. So I hope we're not, disturbing your meal right now.
No. I actually have a pretty different meal schedule than most people would think. So I actually don't eat past like 5 and 6, so I'm good.
Oh, nice.
What?
Okay. Well, I mean, I know we're gonna get more into detail, but like the gist of it is I do intermediate fasting to kind of help balance out the entire diet and why I can eat so much all at one time, so my body's already used to regulating food like that.
Nice. So I guess let's just get into it then. I mean,
okay.
So you're intermediate fasting. Are you like eating like a lot every day, or is it just kind of like sporadic?
So I basically have one main big meal, and that would be usually during the daytime, and I work out every single day. And then my workout is actually not as intense as most people think. It's mostly just I do it very, very strictly, like I never miss a day of it. 10K steps, but I have weights and I have ankle weights. So I do weights on my arms while I'm walking, and I have 10 pounds of weight on each of my leg. So doing 10K steps of that every single day, it really adds up.
Wow.
I like it. And she said, Bolo, she said she don't miss a day. She don't care what's going on, hot, cold, rainy. She's 10K.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am so tan right now because I do not wake up early. So I've been out walking in the heat.
Yes, yes. And it has been a little hotter out here
Yeah.
in sunny California. So no, I can definitely see the tan. So yeah, so let's take a step back, man. So explain to us where did your love for food even come from? Because like I said, you can tell by my energy, I'm so excited. I love food. I've been loving food since I was a little kid. My family, we're known for just every holiday we're having big ass meals. Was your family like that as well? Like, walk us through like how it was for you growing up.
So yeah, my family loves food, obviously. And in Chinese culture, we don't really have like portion control. Everything's kind of like family style. And being like the kids of the family, like the adults would always feed to the children, eat this, eat all the leftovers, and just like shove as much food as they can. And my grandparents also, like being victims of war, thought there was going to be another war. They're just like kind of have PTSD. So they want to like feed me and my sister up to the brim. It's like you never know when there's going to be another war. So eat as much as you can now. So, when I was young, I ate a lot. And actually in high school, I was 200 pounds. I was very big girl. So when I lost that weight, I guess I sort of still kept the appetite. I just learned how to kind of like regulate my weight, even though, I would eat that much.
Got you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me close the door real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Got you. No, I think that's dope, and I'm glad you brought up that in high school, you actually were a little heavier, on the heavier side. You're at 200 pounds. Explain to us, because like I'm a bigger guy, I'm trying to lose some weight myself. Take us through your weight loss journey. It's crazy that like you eat more food now, but you're smaller versus in high school you ate less and you were bigger. Like how does that work?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's really just kind of getting your body used to adjusting to that. And like I told you, I'm very strict of not eating snacks, and after a certain day, like a certain time of the day, I wouldn't be eating anything, and I have one main meal for the whole day. And then I definitely amped up my workout and stuff from high school.
Right.
But yeah, it's all part of just like keep training your body to do that, and then I think the biggest thing is cutting out on snacks. Like I barely eat snacks these days. Like snacks really get to people,
That's my biggest weakness, man.
I love the Debbie cakes. I love the Twinkies,
Swiss rolls,
ice cream, Swiss rolls, peach rings.
I love chips too. Hot fries, flaming hot popcorn, Doritos.
Oh man.
Yeah, and also another huge thing is I don't drink at all, and I know alcohol can rack up a lot of calories.
Yeah.
And stuff,
That's a good point. I'm sorry, Bolo. Yeah, I just want to jump in real quick. I've noticed that personally. I don't drink heavy, but I drink on occasions. And I notice when I do cut out liquor like 100%, my body like changes like instantly. So yeah, you're right about that alcohol.
Facts. Yeah. So like when you first started, right, just kind of your lifestyle, I call it just like a lifestyle because it's something I see that you are continuing to do. When you got to that point, like how did you get to a point where like you can start to consume so much food at a time? Like did it take you a minute, or was you like kind of getting out the gates just consuming so much food at one point?
So I've always eaten a lot of my life just because my family fed me so much. And I didn't know like food challenges was such a thing. And then when I went to go do my first ever food challenge, because I think one of my coworkers was like, wow, you can eat a lot of food. I'm like, really? And then it was a 4-pound burrito, and I finished this within 6 minutes. This was without training, without anything. I was just like, oh, I guess I have a weird talent for this. And prior to that, I was already trying to do something in the social media stuff. So I already had a YouTube channel going on for like my cooking stuff. And I was like, all right, I just put this video of me eating this burrito, and that just kind of popped off. And I'm like, people like to watch me eat, it's kind of weird. But I was like, okay. So I did some research, and I found out that a lot of restaurants near me. And then I was like, wow, I could get all this food for free just so I could eat a lot, because it's the food challenge. Usually if you finish, they give you the food for free. So I was like, okay, bet. I'm just going to go do this. And so that's how I got started, honestly. But no, it was kind of like a struggle the beginning, because the first year of me doing the food YouTubing, I did gain back like 20 pounds of food just because, you know, I was like over consuming so much because I was trying to get as much content as I could. And I was very like enthusiastic about making a whole bunch of videos and stuff. But yeah, no, learning how to regulate the amount of food that I consume and like keeping up with the workouts no matter what happens is, you know, just part of the process. You know, like you said, it's a lifestyle that I've developed.
Right. Man, what an amazing you know, job, amazing career, Bo, to just eat amazing food across the country
For
and
free.
for free for the most part and get paid for it. Like that, like that's always been my dream. Like at night growing up, you know, when I say my prayers or I talk to my parents when I was a kid, they said, Darnell, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, I just want to eat food and be happy. And Raina's literally living my dream. I'm a little jealous.
Oh,
She said, oh. Now, one thing you mentioned is that you actually know how to cook as well. Now, that's one thing where I'm very average in the kitchen. I'd rather someone else fix it and then I'll do all the eating. Break us down, explain to us how you learned your cooking. Like, were you helping your parents and grandparents in the kitchen growing up, or something you learned later in life?
Well, so my family is very typical Asian. You know, like they want me, you know, they want their kids to be like doctors and whatever. But both my dad and uncle and my grandpa, they were all aspiring chefs. Oh. So I was very spoiled with good food growing up because, you know, like they wanted to be a chef, but the family's like, no, a chef is a very tough job. It doesn't bring as much money. Go be a doctor instead. So that's what we did. But, you know, they've always had a passion and like hobby of cooking. So it's funny because I developed the cooking hobby, whereas my sister really didn't. And my sister actually my mom would be the main one to cook the food in the house and she didn't like it. So because she doesn't like Chinese food. So that's when I was like, yeah, she doesn't like Asian food. So I learned how to cook like Italian food and Mexican food for my sister. So when I was very young, I just developed a love for cooking. And actually I became the first female chef at Benihana in the City of Industry location. So that I worked at that for a while before I did all the YouTube stuff.
I love some Benihana too.
Benihana is good. Like you got to really be talented to know, like, now
it's the dexterity. Yeah. Like cooking the food is actually not too hard because it's pretty basic, but like the, you know, the flipping and all that. Yeah.
Were you good? Be honest. Like, could you make the heartbeat?
Yeah, like that was like the basic stuff. What I'm like bad at is the juggling the spatula and the
egg in the hat.
Yeah.
I can say, hey, Bolo, you must have just went to Benihana's like last week. You know all the tricks.
I love any type of when they cook on the high grill, like any type of food like that, and they be like clinking and clanging, like making songs and stuff. Like it'd be cool. Like it's entertainment. Like it's like I'm eating as well. So I love it.
It is entertaining, but at the same time, I'm like, give me my damn food. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Now, one thing, kind of shifting gears here a little bit. One thing that, you know, doing our research that I learned about you that I had no idea is that you were an avid gamer. You did a little e-gaming earlier in your life. Talk about that. Like, how did you get into like the gaming space?
You know, that's a part of my life that not many people know. You know, just kind of like looking at me from like social media point of view, you would think I'm the very extroverted girl who goes to parties. And after my challenges, I would be hanging out outside. I'm literally the opposite. I am a huge introvert. I go back home to my she cave and I am just playing video games all night. Like I'm on Discord with my gamer friends and we're just shit talking.
Love it.
I love it. I would have never guessed that, man. Like you said, your videos are so much energy and just personality that I just would have never guessed that behind closed door, Raina's at home like this, talking crazy shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I act like very girly girl on social media, but I'm actually like a very bra girl, like behind the scenes, you know? So no, I mean, like all my life, ever since I was little, I just love video games. And, you know, coming from a Chinese family, they really believed that the son would pass down the family name. So because I am the firstborn, my dad really hoped I was a boy. So he kind of treated me like a guy, and he played a lot of video games with me growing up. And, you know, I still remember, like, oh my God, my dad is like hacking my base, you know, 12-year-old teenage girl, and we're playing video games, and he's really bullying me, you know, sending airplanes to my base and killing everything. But yeah, no, I would be playing a lot of video games with my dad growing up, and he loved Star Trek. So I got very nerdy with like the space and sci-fi stuff.
Okay.
And then I mainly play this video game called League of Legends. I don't know if you heard of it.
I've heard of before. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that is the main game I play. And even now, I still play it a lot. And I am pretty highly ranked because I am so addicted. I can't stop playing. But you know what, one thing when I was transitioning from like my full-time chef job to like this YouTube career that really like, wow, my dad was like, okay, Raina's serious about it, is because I quit the video games for 2 years. I just like hustle.
Ooh.
You know, so my dad was all like, okay, she on to something, because like if I'm not at home after whatever playing video games and I'm actually there editing, you know, and researching and what I can do, what's my next step, then he's like, okay, I'll leave her alone for a little bit, see where she goes. And then once like, you know, my YouTube career picked up, then he left me alone with it, you know, because it's not a typical Asian job. Like, he was like, what are you doing? You know, how do I explain this to my grandma? I don't think my grandma even still understands what I do, you know? I just tell her I advertise for restaurants. Like,
there you go.
Right? Yeah.
That's a great simple way to explain it, actually, though. Because that's literally what you do, just in a creative way. So
yeah.
That's dope. I
Okay.
love it.
So back to the food side of things, right? I was just kind of thinking in my head, has there ever been a time where you're like, I don't want to do this challenge because I don't like the food?
Oh, plenty of times. Yeah, no. So I think one of the biggest kind of like skill developed in this, you know, is mind over matter. If I want to, like, I have, you know, I'm a gamer, so I'm competitive. I don't like to lose. Right. You know, say they give me the worst challenge, like one of the worst challenges I can think of was I had to eat 5 pounds of chicken gizzards in Florida. It was this bar. I don't know why that's even a challenge, but it was disgusting. You know, chicken gizzards, you know, it's very squishy, the texture, and after a little bit, the fried food just becomes like really mushy. Like, you're already gagging.
Did you at least have some hot sauce to put on it? The hot sauce kind of helps it out a little bit.
Man, at that point, it's just none be helping at that point, dude. Like, it's after like 2 pounds of it, I looked at the rest. I was like, dude, I really don't want to finish this. Like, it was so gross. But I don't know. That was like kind of like the epitome moment of how it developed the skill, was just like just put it in your mouth and swallow and don't think about it. After that challenge, any challenge after that, it kind of felt mild, even if I didn't like the food. I was just like, just swallow and drink and just, that was one of the worst challenges ever.
Got you. Okay, so it's almost like, okay, this is the worst it could possibly be. Let's get that out the way early. So now it kind of makes every other challenge like kind of easier. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But you completed that challenge.
I did. Yeah, 5 pounds of chicken gizzards. It was real.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Listen, I ain't trying to get too X-rated on the porch, but I know later on that night, the stomach probably was like, damn, Raina.
Yeah. I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
It was not a good night.
I was not happy with that. No, I feel that.
Yes. Now, one thing I want to know. So me and Bolo, you know, you see the jersey in the back. We're former athletes. You used to play football. So, and when it comes to sports, there's a training regimen. You got to watch film. You got to practice. There's certain things you got to do to prepare. Walk us through the preparation to be a food competitor. Like, what are you doing to train your body, your belly, your mind? Walk us through that.
So at this point, I'm not trying to be a professional competitive eater, like with all the pros and stuff. I'm kind of just doing it for like the good content. But in the beginning, when I was kind of training for it, I know a lot of people do water. I did water, which is like your stomach is a muscle. So you like slowly expand it. So water would do that. Drink as much as you can at one point, and then it would just slowly expand until I can chug a gallon of water in like less than 2 minutes. Because I know a gallon is like 8 pounds of food. So that was kind of like the height of my career, right? Like eating 8 pounds to close to 10 pounds of food if you count in like all the liquid I drink. So yeah, that's one way to do it. And I know a lot of people eat calorie light foods. Kind of like, I know people eat like 10 pounds of salad just so like they get that chewing, the jaw muscles down, you know, still getting that capacity. And it's just stuff like that.
I'm still stuck on a gallon of water in 2 minutes.
It is okay. Listen, it is not safe. It's a gradual thing. It's not like you can just roll over and do that one day, because if you try to push yourself to drink that much water, you will drown. It's legit will kill you. Yeah. So that's like developed, I would say, over the course of like 6 months. It was like a slow, gradual, like maybe like the first time I tried to chug, it was like a third of the gallon, right? So every night I would do it. So my stomach was slowly adjust.
Wow.
Talk about hydrated.
Right. She super hydrated, boy. Man, I know, you know, with that LA traffic, boy, I know it's been a couple of times you was like, please, where's the exit? Where's the exit? I get to the bathroom.
Oh, no. This would be like at the end of the night when I'm at home, comfortable. Yeah.
For sure. Now that's crazy, man. So one of your, I would say one of your biggest challenges, I guess one of your earlier ones that kind of you're most famously known for is you broke the record. I believe it was a world record at In-N-Out. It was the 50 by 50 challenge. Can you kind of walk us through, explain to our fans what the 50 by 50 challenge was?
So if you guys aren't from California, In-N-Out is a very popular burger chain in Cali, and they used to be able to let you build a burger as big as you want. I don't think they do that anymore because it's just such a hassle. You know, they don't want to make a 20 by 20, you know, like just because some random dude wants it. But basically, the 50 by 50 is 50 patties and 50 slices of cheese. No like vegetables in between. So it's pure meat and cheese, but massive. So the 50 by 50 was just a big, long mass of meat and cheese. Yeah. And then the worst part about me eating that too was it was prepared by a company called Food Beast because, you know, like I said, you can't just order like that anymore. I think they ordered like separately, like the doubles.
Right.
So
Yeah,
they just like they put it all together for me. So by the time I got to it, it wasn't hot anymore. So the cheese was all coagulated. The meat was a little, you know, room temperature. It wasn't fun, you know, like it didn't taste good. It was really salty, you know, because, you know, like the more patties you eat like that consecutively, like the salt adds up. By the time I got into like the 30 something patty, I was like, oh my God, my mouth is like cutting up from like the sodium and stuff. And this was at the beginning, like near the beginning of my career. I wasn't really used to like all that flavor fatigue. I didn't really build up that jaw muscle at the beginning yet. So it was very difficult for me. And then, you know, it was a lot of beef to process.
Man, that's incredible. Like, but she's so damn competitive that she said, hey, I don't care. It can be cold. The cheese can be nasty. I'm going to win this challenge. And she can still complete it. Like, I love that competitive nature. It's that mama mentality.
Dude, listen. I'm the kind of gamer that would ask you, you know, 1v1 me, bro. Like, I'm very competitive.
She will not lose.
And it's like, I feel like you got to have a strong mindset too, though. Cause like when I'm full, like it's like you fall into almost hibernation mode where you can't move. And it's like, you coach yourself up to keep going, like just keep getting through that. Just, does it hurt? Like, is it painful?
Yeah, it's very painful. Oh yeah. No. I mean, like, imagine like your Thanksgiving fullness, but like maybe 5 times as strong. Like, it's not fun. Yeah, it's not fun, man. It's like very tight, right? You know, like you gotta wear the most loose clothing, you know, like your mind is all foggy. Like I don't, it's a terrible feeling, honestly, but like the satisfaction of winning. And then afterwards, like after like everything feels good again, and then you look back on it and be like, I did that, you know, you add that to your, you know, wall of achievements, and then you're proud of it, and then you go back and do it again and feel all miserable again.
Dang.
Hey man, it's beauty in the misery. It's beauty in the pain. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Let me ask you this. So after you complete one of those like crazy challenges, typically how long afterwards do you like rebuild up your appetite? Like, are you full for like 2 damn days, or do you get back hungry like within a normal time frame?
Well, it depends. I'm actually on tour right now, so I'm actually doing the challenge nearly once every day. So it's very intense these days, you know. I mean, optimally, I would like to have like 2-3 days worth of rest, but I kind of like push it really hard as I'm on tour, because actually I left LA 2 days ago, and yesterday I was just in San Luis Obispo, and I'm in San Fran today, and then tomorrow I'm going to be all the way in Oregon, and then I'm going to be in Portland for about a week or so doing a lot of restaurants in that area.
Got you. She grinding right now, Bolo. I love it.
Grinding.
Yeah.
So has there ever been a situation where like you couldn't compete because like you really wasn't up to like eating that day? Like, you know how sometimes like you go into something like the next day, or you're like, I'm not really that hungry today.
Oh, let me
Like,
tell you, you know, like being a girl has a big disadvantage of this because when you're on your period, you don't want to eat shit. You know, like it's real bad. Yeah, no, it was actually like 2 days ago where I have, you know, like at the beginning, I was just like stomach cramps, and then now I was driving to the restaurant. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I've gotten somewhat like used to it over the years, but it's still pretty bad, you know, like trying to eat all that, competing with like the fullness cramp and the period cramp. It's terrible. It's terrible. But you know, like I said, I've done this so long now, I'm kind of used to it, but especially in the beginning, it was just like, oh God, I don't know why I'm doing this, you know? Yeah.
So get a pour some insight, like, you know, like I am very intrigued just on like this go-getter mentality, like this competitiveness. Like obviously, you know, the drive is being competitive, but like where does that like root from? Like what are you like getting at when like you're getting pushed through all of these hard situations to finish a goal?
Mostly it's kind of like competing with myself because I want to prove to myself I can be the best I can be. You know, another part of me, I you know, especially in the beginning, I really wanted to prove my dad wrong, you know, kind of the rebellious. I've always been a rebellious little child, right? Because my dad's like, well, you know, when I was young, I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. Before all the food stuff, I wanted to be a singer, an actress, you know, like just entertainment in general. And then like, you know, really traditional Asian family be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, it's very hard. I understand it's very hard. It's very saturated. And of course, before being Asian, it's like, you know, you don't see many Asians in their entertainment industry in America. So, you know, my dad's just like, you're chasing an
unrealistic goal.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, when I found the niche in this whole eating thing, I'm very grateful and I'm very lucky because like what other female Asian competitor either is there in America, right? Like there's none. I'm not really competing with anybody. You know, there's plenty of actresses and singers and whatever that you got to compete with, but I'm very grateful I found a niche. So I basically picked up on that where my career started 4 years ago and just like Omega, like heightened, you know, focused on it rather than going from like my more cooking videos or my game videos because there's already people doing that. So I just stuck with this and here I am. I built my brand and around it. Yeah.
Love that mindset, man. Like, hey, for all the listeners, I don't care what you're doing in life. I don't care if it's a sport, a job. Follow that Raina mindset. Whatever you want. Hashtag Raina mindset. Like, it don't matter what the excuse is. She gonna get it. She gonna get to it. She gonna accomplish her goal. So no, I love that.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you mentioned that you know you are like very rare. Like you are not only, you know, woman, you're an Asian woman in a predominantly male field. Is there any other women in this? Like you're honestly the only woman that I know who does this. Is there any other peers who you know or what?
There are other females, but they don't nearly push social media as much as I do.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I would also, you know, say I'm very lucky, you know, to found my niche, and also I'm based in LA because it's just social media all around me, and I learned how to pick up on that the most, you know, because social media is how you get popular. A lot of these competitive eaters, there's mostly from the South, mostly from the country where it's more like less social media and they don't really care about that stuff, you know. So I'm just very happy to like utilize all my tools around me to really push my goal this way. Because when I first started out, I only did YouTube, and then, you know, I learned Instagram. I was like, wait, why am I not doing this either, right? And I learned about Facebook, and I was like, wait, I can just post my videos on YouTube onto Facebook and get basically double revenue because Facebook wanted to see all the YouTube content creators, and I already had these videos. So now I get both monetization from YouTube and Facebook, and then TikTok came along, and I'm like, I'm gonna ride that train, you know, like it's, you know, right. And now TikTok's my biggest following. And then I think my tour about 1.5 years ago in Florida, I'm instead of the YouTube food girl, I'm known as the TikTok food girl now, you know, because I grew TikTok so fast because I rode that train when it got popular. So it's really just like, you know, in addition to like all the competitiveness and being like the best competitor eater and making content, you really have to keep up with like the trends. You know, you just gotta like constantly hustling. You know, it's not like I went to a class that teaches you these things because I didn't. Like this is just all learning throughout. Like, you know, learned along the way. You know, I used, you know, like I grew up very in my house. Like my dad didn't let me go hang out. I was very introverted, very socially awkward, but one of my first ever meetings with like a business owner, I really had to push myself out of my shell. And I'm like, I cannot be scared to talk to people. You know, I have a lot of social anxiety, but you know, it's just like growing out of it and, you know, growing up and learning how and doing all these business relationships. Like it's just learned along the way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I admire the passion and just it sounds like you're very passionate about what you do and you enjoy it. Has there ever been a time where, you know, you're in this process and you're grinding and you're hustling that you second guess yourself, like maybe I should transition and do something else?
Oh, I mean, of course, like I have my doubts all the time. And in the beginning too, my biggest weakness was trying to deal with haters. You know, that was definitely one of the hardest part because I really let what people say online get to me. And I want to make everybody happy. You know how haters on the internet. It's not rational, you know, right? But then it makes you feel like shit. It's like what did I do? You know? But you know, that was one of the hardest things in the early career. And then when COVID hit and I couldn't go to any restaurant, that's when like all my view down went down because I'm not known to do food challenges at home. Like, you know, if I buy like 20 McDonald's cheeseburgers and eat it at home, like nobody's really going to care. That's not my style. You know, it's kind of boring. It's boring for them. It's boring for me. I hate eating McDonald's anyway. I don't like eating fast food. So that was really bad. And that's when I think I started doing my tours. That's when I expanded kind of like my brand because I was so focused on like the restaurants in California and food. I took a YOLO trip to Texas. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Texas where COVID doesn't exist. you know, and then I started doing content there. And then I was like, oh, hey, you know what? Why am I not doing this more? And then ever since then, I did 6 cross-country road trips on my own, you know. So, and now I've been to 40 plus states. I have over 500 food challenge wins.
Raina, man, hey, you inspire me right now. I feel like, Bolo, hey, we not working hard enough right now. We need more episodes per week. We need more guests. Like, she got me over here. I got a fire going through my chest right now. I'm hyped right now.
Well, I'm glad I do that because, you know, I really want the people that I meet and people like I hang out with to really, you know, I want to see people around me do well in life. You know, I really don't like people, you know, who are like very behind the back trying to bring people down. It's like, what point does that do you? If you're like a community, all grow together, you all prosper, right? And it's just like, man, so anything I can help people with, you know, a lot of people ask me for advice. I do as much as I can. And then I also tell them, like, there was one guy recently who asked me about this because he got a really great opportunity. And he's like, dude, if I do this, you know, I can just go, you know, 100 miles. I'm like, that's great. But I told him, you yourself has to put in the work. You know, like I didn't stop after one news article about me, right? Like one news article gave me like maybe like, let's say 10,000 people engagement, you know, and I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm done. That's it. No, it's like the only thing I can only help you little by little. It's great that you get these little opportunities, but it's not overnight. You build your brand like this. You have to constantly work at it. People only see like the top tip, but I'm constantly like reaching out to businesses, reaching out to like, I don't know how many fucking emails I fucking send out in, you know, a week, but it's just like, you have to constantly grind to stay relevant. You know, it's not just a little bit by little bit. It's really up to you and your passion, and you have to hustle. It's hustling.
Hey, I'm ready to cry right now. I'm so locked in. For real. Hey, my eyes are watering right now. She got me. Boy, you could be a motivational speaker, boy. Hey, man, if you a school, you a team, you need a motivational speaker. Raina, man, she's charging $10,000 every 2 hours, man. I'm her manager. I need 10% off the top, and we're gonna bring her in. Oh man, no, I definitely love it. So let's fast forward. Let's talk a little bit about some of your like craziest or, you know, most popular challenges. So one thing that I saw you talk about was you ate 2 of the hottest peppers in the world. I think 2 Carolina Reapers, and you had a pretty bad experience, if I'm not mistaken. Walk me through what it was like eating those Carolina Reapers.
Okay, I recommend spicy challenges to anybody. Like, you have to be a real masochist to really do that. It's bad. It's really bad, man. Like,
I love hot food personally, but not that hot.
I mean, I love spicy food. I like, my tolerance is already like beyond normal now. It's so, I don't know, but like Carolina Reaper is a whole different level. And honestly, the worst part is not eating it. It's literally the, like afterwards, like you just have, you know, volcano butt.
Ooh,
Get that volcano booty.
volcano. That's
Yeah,
fire.
It hurts, man.
Imagine.
He probably in the bathroom. Ah!
Bless you.
Yeah, no, it hurts.
Man, talk about like, so you had like I think you told people that after you ate this peppers, you fell on the ground and you didn't have an actual seizure, I don't think, but I think I saw a podcast or something that you said after you ate the 2 peppers that you had like a crazy reaction. Yeah.
I remember that one. I remember which one you're referring to now. Yeah, no, that one, my hand, I could not move it. Like it cramped up like this, and I felt my hand was paralyzed. Luckily, I was very young at the time. You know, I think I was like, what, 24? You know, I was like young, like right when I started doing all the food stuff. Maybe now I'm closer to dirty now, but maybe I wouldn't be nearly as safe, you know? It's like, it's, I don't know, it's the next level shit, man. I'm never doing that again. I can't. Yeah. I try to stay away from spicy stuff, like extreme spice, maybe like habanero and ghost pepper, I'm still okay with, but Carolina Reaper and above, like that's a whole nother like stratosphere of like spice. It's not fun.
Yeah. And I know you're in LA. So have you ever had Howlin' Rays?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that one's pretty spicy. But it's not the seizure spicy, honestly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Howlin' Rays, the food is good, but I tried I didn't even try the hottest. I tried just like regular hot. And I'm at home like chugging down some milk, just trying to cool my tongue down. I'm like, man, this is way too hot.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really don't like it when the spiciness isn't like enjoyable. Like I really enjoy like spicy, good, flavorful food. But when it's to a point where you're just in complete pain and you don't even taste the food, there's no point for me.
There's no point. Yeah.
Spicy food with some blue cheese or some ranch to just kind of offset it, support it a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask you about one that we most recently seen. Okay. Serial killers. So backstory, my family, we grew up on cereal. So I got 4 siblings. My mom would go to the store and buy 10 boxes of cereal because we all would have like 2 boxes to ourselves. And my older brother, shout out to him, he can eat 1 box in one setting. But you ate 8 pounds of cereal at Serial Killers in Las Vegas. Talk to us about that. Like, how did you do that?
Oh man, I don't know, but I immediately regret it after because one, I'm not a cereal person. I didn't grow up eating cereal. And then it was just terrible. My mouth was all cut up afterwards. I had to like put chapstick on constantly every couple of hours. So a lot of people were giving me criticism. I didn't add in more milk, but my thought process was I do not want to be left with complete mush at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just disgusting.
Just a couple little drops of milk, then you ate, then just kept going.
That's smart, actually. Yeah.
It does get soggy. It does get really soggy at the end. And 8 pounds, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be nasty, soggy, like baby food.
The only downside was, it did stay really crispy. That's why my mouth was cut up. But like, I'd rather take that over disgusting, soggy milk of slaw. Like, I don't want to eat that. Nobody wants to eat that. It's gross.
Right.
But I don't think the cereal itself, like I know for a fact I could eat 8 pounds of food. So that's why the weight didn't really like bother me too much, because I know eventually I have the capacity to eat it. But it was just sitting there for like the whole 40 plus minutes. I was like, oh my God, I'm still eating.
Right. Man, that food fatigue, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, you just don't even feel like chewing no more. So
I just wish I had like a Netflix show or something I could watch. So like I could just be like mindlessly eating and watching.
Yeah.
I'm also bored.
Right. You just sitting there by yourself, like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to do this no more. Forget this challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you might have said this earlier, but I'm not for sure. What would you say was the hardest challenge that you've ever did so far?
There's a pancake one in Hawaii called McDaddy pancakes or something. It's like 5 pounds of pancakes. It's terrible. It's just pure carbs and it's very cakey. It's very heavy. And I didn't grow up eating American food. So any American heavy food stuff, I didn't even grow up eating butter. Like that's how non-American I was. Like it's just so hard for me to like my body to digest that kind of food. Actually, I just came back from a challenge where it was just complete Asian foods, Hainan chicken rice. it just felt like comfort food. Like I just downed it like nothing. Like it's just like 5 pounds of Asian food that I just had felt it's nothing compared to like 5 pounds of pancakes where I sit there for almost an hour. Like, dude, I hate this. Like I didn't grow up eating this. I don't know why people eat this. It's so bad. I can't deal with this.
Hey, pancakes, I do like pancakes, but
just give me a couple of them though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it helps with me eat the eggs and maybe the potatoes or the hash browns or whatever. But just like 5 pounds of it though.
Pancakes are very heavy. And then you know you're gonna drench it with syrup. And you got the butter. Now it's just like a lot.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Nah, you're right, man. That's pretty tough, man. Now you got a popular video on TikTok. So like we do our research on the porch. So one of your popular video, I think it has like over 7 million views. And I think it's like a Mediterranean meal. And you took down like a 8-inch, 9-inch piece. I don't know if it's lamb meat, whatever, ate it in one bite. How in the world was you able to do it? You looked in the camera, didn't blink, it wasn't a struggle, ate it in one bite. Talk about that. How are you able to do that?
Well, listen, when you're a competitive eater, you don't got time to be choking on stage. So I guess it's just like it's developed. You got no gag reflex at that point.
That's not that. For those of you who have not seen, go to her TikTok page, man. It's pinned at the top. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It was pretty. I watched it like 2 times. I'm like, damn, right? How the hell? She didn't choke. She didn't blink. Nothing. Just. I said that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like you see the videos where people are like shoving food in their face. Yeah. Like there are like massive mouthful of food and you're just drinking water, right? Normal people would be like choking and stuff, but it's honestly just like a skill developed if you do a lot of fast eating. You just gotta like eat and swallow. So you cannot spend time gagging and choking on food. You just gotta like I don't know how you get rid of it. It just comes with practice, I guess. I've done so much speed eating now, so I'm just so used to like eating and swallowing, and I can swallow like a lot of stuff whole. I'm about to say you probably don't even chew your damn food no more. You probably did like a cartoon. I don't know if you've seen recently, but I did a dumpling eating contest with these 2 other girls who teamed up against me. I literally just put a dumpling in my mouth, just swallowed it. Yeah, like a big dumpling. Yeah. And then they were like staring at me. They're like, I am not chewing. Like I was not fucking chewing. Yeah. You know why? Because you tapped into that competitive mindset. You said, fuck this, 2-on-1.
To something different.
She said she ain't got time to chew, Bolo.
You ain't got time. Wow. I'm just like 8 to 9 inches of just meat. Just like it's a skill. It is literally a skill for you to do that. Like it is phenomenal. I'm like in awe.
He's in awe. He's just amazed. Now let me ask. Now this is a little bit off topic, but this is how we get down on the porch. I'm not for sure what your dating life is. I don't know if you're single. I don't know what, but
my dating life is a mess.
Okay. We all been there at some point in our life.
I'm so busy, right? Where I haven't dated for like 2-3 years because like I'm so busy working. I'm a workaholic. Right. And then you know what? Recently I did try to date this guy and it went to shits. He just started ghosting me. And I was like, man, I really just don't know how to fucking date anymore. I'm so demoralized. I don't know, man.
No, don't give up. Don't do that, Raina.
I'm not giving up. It's just like when I'm very emotional, right? And I show through my camera, like my emotions.
Yeah.
And then when it's like on my mind, I'm just like, what did I go do wrong? Everything was going so good. There's a couple of videos where you can physically see like my face was not into like the food. And then I have fans DM me on Instagram, like, Raina, what's going on? You don't seem as lively in this video. It's because I'm thinking about that guy, man. Like, it's like I showed my emotions so strongly because I get very into it. Like, I'm a very passionate person. Like, all the relationships, like real relationships I've had where I really tried is like 2 years plus long. Like, I really like, I know it's not gonna be perfect. I really tried to make it work. Right. Yeah. So that's why I kind of get very invested into it. If it's like a hookup, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like a relationship, like I really try to like date him, I try to get to know him, I invest time, and then it just all of a sudden I get ghosted. It's just a big feels bad moment. It's like, bro, what the fuck just happened? It's like I'm like thinking through my head, it's like I'm going through all the scenarios. And I'm like, everything seems so fucking good, and then it just yeah.
You know what? Let me jump in. Okay. Don't blame yourself when these lame guys can't
They
handle a
don't know what they
strong.
see.
They don't know what they see. They don't know what they got right there in their hands right there. You know, you never know how good something is until it's gone.
Yeah, you know, the argument, like, well, not argument, just a lot of my friends told me that they know I'm a very strong person, right? And a lot of guys can't handle a strong personality like mine, and I'm very forward. So I think he just couldn't handle that. And
that's his fault then. Don't change Raina, don't change
no.
being Raina.
Yeah. So a lot of my friends have been telling me that and trying to make me feel better. So, you know, I appreciate you guys saying that, but you know, even my friend in Vegas gave me like a whole therapy counseling thing, kind of like what you would get through from going through a breakup, because, you know, people are telling me like, you know, he's just not the right guy. Essentially, he's just not the right guy. So it is what it is. And yeah, didn't work out, but you know, I haven't been in a relationship for like 4 years now, because I've just been busy with this whole YouTube thing. Like it's not a regular 9 to 5, but it became a 24/7 thing for me, right? Because I'm constantly thinking like, what's my next step? What I'm gonna edit, you know, content, blah blah blah. So it's very hard for me to like. Well, honestly, it's not even really hard. I put aside so much time for this stupid guy. I would make time to go on dates.
Let us know.
Try to talk to him. Like, if it wouldn't work out, I could make it work out. But it's just like, man, it's painful.
Raina, listen. Imagine us, me and Bolo. We are that guy. If you're talking to him right now, what would you say to him right now?
He gonna listen to the porch. He gonna listen in.
Well, I mean, honestly, I just want some closure. I guess like right now I haven't confronted him about it because I'm a little scared, you know, like I know I just kind of feel bad. I don't want to bother him, but like, I just really like what happened? Like, were you not interested, or like, what was your initial kind of goal talking to me? And, you know, like what's wrong? What's up? Like, if it doesn't work out, just let me know straight up. Like, I'm not gonna fucking just bawl my eyes out over, like, I want to be dating him for like a month or so. So, right. So it's just like, you know, I thought everything was going good, man. Like, what happened? Just let me know. If you weren't interested, can you just at least tell me instead of like fucking ghosting me? Because that's really
transparent.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, Bolo, I'm pissed off. Right, call him right now, Raina. Put him on speaker. I'm pissed off. Call him right now, Raina. Don't be scared. We got your back. I'm in LA. I got your back, Raina. Call him right now. This dude making me mad.
No, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm too nice of a person to really like confront like that. I really wish I had a more like
dominant.
It's not dominant. Like I just feel bad for bothering people sometimes, but then it's like I just hear very feels bad. But you know, it's been about 2 weeks since I haven't talked to him, and I kind of over it now. But it's still a big like.
It's depressing.
Like I still no closure, right? It's like I don't hate him. I just like why?
What happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, look. Forget him, okay?
Yeah.
We gonna let you know what's for you is for you. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
You out there, you doing your thing. You chasing your dream. You chasing your passion. And sometimes some things that don't matter just don't matter, right? So
yeah.
He might have been holding you back from, you know, your tour and all the stuff you got going on right now. So God may have put you in a position to be like, focus on what's ahead. Because looking back, sometimes you can move faster looking forward than looking backwards.
Woo!
There you go. Woo!
There we go. So,
we got, y'all might have to do a little start an LLC. Bolo and Raina's motivational talking. I'm charging 20,000 now.
There we go. But now, Raina, I gotta ask you, because I've been sitting on this question for a long time. So obviously you got this thing in a relationship, right, with a guy and a girl, and the guy is usually the guy who eats all the food, and the girl is like, oh, you didn't finish that food. Like, let me get some off your plate so I can, you know, eat some of your food, right? So like you go on your first date, and it's like like you get like, you know, an app, then you get the entree, then you get the dessert. Like, what's your dinner, your first dinner like? You know, are you like, damn, I'm hungry as hell? Like, are you like, I'm gonna just wait till I get home and just kind of eat my
kind of hold back?
You know what I mean? How does that work in your world?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna eat what I'm gonna eat. Like I mean, like that's why I think a lot of guys are intimidated by me, because like I'm like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like if you can't handle who I am, then you know I don't really give a fuck. Oh, wow. But honestly, it's actually the opposite of what people think, because I have a lot of like food connections. So I would take a lot of guys out to nice restaurants. You know, I was taking them to very nice places. And actually I have a very like strict schedule, right, to eat. So most of my eating is in the morning when I wake up, and I eat a lot of food at home. Yeah, so when I go out to a restaurant, I do eat like normal. It's not completely crazy, but there was it was like there was a guy I dated maybe like 5 years ago. But yeah, I mean, like he took me to all you can eat Korean barbecue. He would be done and he would still be sitting there 40 minutes or so cooking for me.
You going crazy.
And that Korean Bolo, see, bro, so Bolo, he lives in Indianapolis. He has not been to Los Angeles yet. But when you do, me and you, we got to go to a Korean all you can eat buffet. I'm telling you, that Korean food be so damn good. If you go to the right spot, delicious.
Yeah.
They just keep bringing it to it. It's just all day. It's just
yeah.
She's like, yeah.
As I'm getting older though, I am liking quality over quantity more. So I'm not going to all you can eat Korean barbecue places nearly as much as the set meals where the quality is better. I would just get my filling more with the side dishes and more rice rather than more meat. Yeah, so it's more balanced.
Makes sense. That rice will fill you up. So
yeah,
got you. So all right, so we're going to transition to our last segment of the show. It's called our doorbell segment. In other words, it's just our quick hitters. We're going to ask you a couple fun random questions, and then and you hit us with your response. So I'm gonna get us started. Name the hottest wings you've ever eaten.
I don't know the name of the restaurant, but it was a spicy challenge in Texas somewhere. Like the sauce touched my mouth and I just gave up. Like it was just immediately I'm giving up. And then I got so much hate for that videos. Raina, you didn't even try. Raina, what was that? I'm like, bro, like I'm not doing this, man.
That says a lot coming from you because you're so competitive. So for you to be like, oh no, I know it was crazy hot.
It was bad. Like it was like you can tell immediately it's like extract. Like you don't fuck with that shit. It's like it's not meant for pleasure to eat. It's just trying to kill you. It's just pure capsaicin.
Right.
Man. All right. So next question here. Put you on the spot here. All right. So what city has the best overall food?
Los Angeles is good. Houston is good.
Ooh. Which one? Come on, you pick two. Los Angeles or Houston?
One? I still like Los Angeles.
Nice. The thing about LA, there's so many options.
Yeah, I like the variety. Like I'm not the kind of person that likes to have like the same kind of food every single day. I like how there's so much different culture, ethnicities around. You can literally just be like, hey, I want this. You can literally eat the whole world in, a week because it's Los Angeles. There's like culture from every part of the world. It's crazy. Yeah. I did visit Spain one time and, for like the first couple of days, it was great. But then it was just like, it's just Spanish food, like all constantly. Like I love paella, but I can't be eating paella 7 days a week. I want a little variety, so that got a little old after a little bit.
Right.
Got you. Nah, definitely understand that for sure. So we're gonna play a game of a little true or false, right? So Bolo, we'll go back and forth just to make it, keep it interesting. So I'm gonna do the first one. So basically we'll make a statement and you'll just let us know if it's true or false. So the first one, Raina, is it true you ate 5.5 pounds of hot dogs in one setting?
Yeah, true.
Ooh. That is correct. It was the hot dog shop called the Home Record Challenge. Check it out on our website. That is true. Bolo, you got the next one.
Okay, here we go. Is it true that you ate 40 tacos in one setting?
Yeah, true.
Ooh, now I ain't gonna lie. The challenge that I saw was you had 20 in one setting at El Cantarito. But can you let us know about the 40? Because I didn't know that.
It's actually not even 40. It's actually 50. I think. Ooh, I remember. Yeah. It's a place called Taco Boys or something in Arizona, and then they have a challenge to see who can eat the most tacos. So they have like a record set. So I think before I got there, the record was like 30 something, and I'm like, bring me out 50 tacos. So I just sat there and ate 50 tacos and set the record.
Oh, yeah. Was it hard shell or soft shell?
It's soft shell, but it's like a pretty. It's not street taco,
right.
Flour, so it's actually a decent size, but yeah, soft.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, tacos is probably my number one favorite food. I would, I know you can eat more food than me overall, but tacos, I don't know. I think I might be able to hang with you. I might.
Competition.
I might be able to hang with Raina in the taco eating contest. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna throw that out there, Raina. I don't know.
So Dina, you telling me you eating 50 tacos, bro?
If I'm sitting next to Raina and I'm looking at her and she's eating, I'm not gonna stop. I'm competitive too. You know I'm competitive. There's no way I'm gonna sit here and just like stop eating and she's still going.
But she has a trained
I'm trained. I'm 6 foot 265.
I understand that.
I got a lot of room in my stomach. My stomach's stretched out.
You may get 20 to 25 tacos, but you ain't getting another 25 tacos after that 25.
And don't see. I'm gonna drink me a gallon of water tonight because now I'm mad. Okay. Let me get the next one.
Bet.
Is it true that you dumped the guy because he didn't eat enough?
False.
I literally, we have no idea if you did or not. I just want to throw that out there for a fun one. And she hesitated for a minute. I got a little nervous.
I mean, that's just funny. But it is a turnoff if like the guy doesn't like food. Like like it's just awkward, right? Like if the guy doesn't really into food and stuff, it's just, man, this is hard, Like
right.
At least like I'm not expecting you to eat nearly as much as me, but at least like some people are like, if you're just like a foodie, like you're willing to try different stuff and eat stuff. Yeah.
Right. No, I definitely got you on that one. So, all right, last one, man. Last true or false. Be real with the porch. Is it true that you've ate a penis before? True or false?
Yeah. Penis waffle.
Oh shit.
We did see that. We did our research. I think you were at Avenue 26, the little street food street spot out in LA. I've been there one time. Amazing food. And yeah, they have these like penis shaped look, is it waffles or pancakes? Waffle bites?
I don't know. It's some sort of cake batter, but it was good. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, I gotta get one.
For sure. And they childish. So Bolo, like it's shaped like a penis, and then they put the little cream over there. So you know what they're trying to do. You know what they're trying to do.
Yeah. I feel that.
And I don't know if you guys know Mike Cakes, but he actually did a reaction video to it, so that was funny.
I didn't see that. I'm about to check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So before we wrap up the show, I gotta ask you this last question.
Oh, we got another one. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, one more to end the show. Okay, one more. So we seen you eat burritos, we seen you eat cereal, we seen you eat all types of different meat, we seen you eat French fries, you name it, you eaten it before. What is Raina's favorite food?
Oh, of course.
Like, do I have to name a specific dish or like?
It could be like a
name whatever you want, Raina.
Whatever you want.
I like brown rice and chicken soup.
Why you start laughing with it, Raina? Why you start laughing?
Very basic.
Everybody's about to say some steak or some chicken or French fries or something. Hey, you like what you like.
Okay.
Yeah, I like very plain food, actually.
Got you. Very interesting. Very interesting, man. I love it, man. Well, Raina, man, hey, we appreciate you for hopping on the porch. You have been a fun guest. This has been probably one of our most just fun episodes. I probably haven't smiled and laughed as much in one episode. So it's been a pleasure having you on. Dope story. Keep grinding, keep working hard. And you definitely got two new supporters here, and we're going to support you all the way. Before you go, this is your time right here to kind of let our fans know where they can find you, anything going on, like, career-wise, whatever. This is your time to kind of shout that out to our fans.
Basically, I'm at Raina is Crazy on everything. You just type in my name and it should be out there somewhere. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yes.
We appreciate it, Raina. This is the Porch Podcast. Please follow us on all platforms. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on also YouTube.
Everywhere.
The platform is growing. Shout out to Live for Today, and also shout out to Dream Big. Okay. Dream Big. Just like Raina say, hey, she's doing it regardless of what you think or how you feel about it. All right. Because the best you
is the best you.
Oh.
And we out.
Podcast, we out.
Started on the porch, that was where it all began. Had to put in work Every day we got it in. We chased all our dreams and now they can't believe it. We make it look easy, we achieving everything we need. Now we undefeated. If we link, no, it's only business. If we get to speak and leave them speechless. I did things for free, but now it costs to see me. When you see me, you ain't gotta greet me. Just don't plot to sneak me. I'ma see it, I'ma stop and watch you lose and get defeated.
Presented by Bet Online.